Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and today Apple released iOS 12.3 Developer Beta 5. This came in at 89.2 megabytes on my iPhone XS Max and can vary depending on which device you're on. Let's take a look at the build number. You can see the build number is 16F5155A, and we should be very close to a final release. In fact, this might be the final release, or some people would say the GM or Golden Master before it's released to the public. This could be the final build. It probably isn't based off that actual build number, but with that A there and things not really changing too much with this particular update, it should be finalized. Also, there are no new modem and carrier versions on this particular update, so everything should act about the same as it did with Beta 4, although it will take a few days to know if connectivity has been improved or anything like that. So far today, in the past hour and a half that it's been out, it's quite good. Speed feels quite good as well. And I have noticed one thing that's a little bit better, and that is my notifications. So on the home screen, when I get notifications, the notifications are finally grouping properly again. I had some issues with certain apps not grouping them properly, and now they're actually in groups like they used to be. Also, everything still feels nice and fast and fluid. I had no speed issues with the previous beta, and Beta 5 seems to be doing okay that way. Also, battery life has been okay. It has not been phenomenal, but it's okay. And my battery health is 100% on this one. This is a newer phone, so I would expect that. But it's also 100% on my XR that is 6 months old or so. You'll see this was the best day for my screen on time, 5.5 hours. And I was down to about 20% at 5 hours, 26 minutes of screen on time and 1 hour and 22 minutes of screen off time. You'll see Spark was using a lot of background activity, as was Twitter. My Tesla app sometimes can, but it was 1%, so it's pretty good there. Otherwise, everything seems to be really nice. Now, on all of these older devices, I did run a Geekbench on all of them. I'll show you that in a moment. But if we go to the two oldest devices, you'll see everything is nice and fast. If you use 3D Touch, it works just fine on the older ones. Also, you can rotate to landscape on the Plus devices, the older ones, and scrolling and everything else is super smooth. No issues here. You'll see it's nice and fast, and everything's working just fine on these older devices. So Apple has really improved it. In fact, iOS 13 should really improve performance as well. And unfortunately, there's nothing new on the iPad either. This is really all about this TV app. So if you haven't seen the TV app, it's all about the update to the TV app and being able to sell subscriptions and things like that. That's what this update is all about, and that's kind of the focus. But there are security and bug fixes as well, but nothing spectacular. Now let's take a look at the Geekbench scores. So you'll see on my iPhone XS Max, I scored 4,808 for the single core and 11,273 for multi-core. Take a look at all the others though, quickly. Now this should give you some sort of reference as to what yours should be like. So this is a 10.5-inch iPad Pro, an iPhone SE, a 6S Plus, an iPhone XR, and a XS Max. So they're all pretty good, and compared to the previous versions, it's quite good as well. We'll go to CPU. You'll see it's about the same. Actually, it's a little bit better in the multi-core scores and much better than Beta 3 was, at least for me on that. That's really it for this particular beta. I would expect it to release maybe next week or later in the month, maybe the 21st. And also, we'll see iOS 13 in the first week of June, at least Beta 1. It won't release to the public until September. And usually the public beta comes as late as a month later. It just depends on what Apple decides to do. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Of course, I'll link this wallpaper as I always do. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe and give it a like if you enjoyed the video. If not, the other one's okay too. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.